Ted is currently reversing a previous judgment where he was upset to angry to furious to livid to feeling rage, primarily for how Ted was treated recently in San Diego, California, U.S. or United States, and in United States or U.S. For additional to 12 years, primarily, and therefore he's not hitting all humans of Earth 30% for not transitioning enough churches to Ted or things in religion. He's not hitting them another 30% for not living on the kingdom of Ted or the kingdom of God land and being loyal subjects or subjects currently. And he's currently not hitting them for not being actually in if not a startup church of Ted's, okay, or Ted's church, Ted's church he tried to start up. He's not going to hit him 90% or 90% plus currently. He's had some dreams sent last night of primarily human females Ted knew. We're talking, biblically knew. We're talking he knew romantically and intimately and sexually and made love to, and human females that were in his looks levels, that were attractive enough for Ted, and then some others. He was sent dreams, and he understands some of them were upset, and he's not going to hit them. They're not going to be hit with this judgment, and he's saving them to original heaven, and he's wanting to tell them he still loves them, and he still feels love for them, and he still feels he loves them, and he still remembers them and has many fond memories of some of them, and he has many fond memories of different human females and much less human males, because primarily the problem with human males is constantly, when even Ted was growing up, they were too jealous of Ted, too envious of Ted, too jealous, were competing against Ted for human females, and were primarily, or for a wife, and girlfriends and a wife later. There was too much competition. It was competition, and there was primarily competition. And even after the 40 days and 40 nights, this happened. Even happened with male angels in heaven. Even happened with male angels or angels in heaven, what were even primarily maximum masculine male to even a lowercase male, or even some male to female. Even happened to some males what were female. Ted also had problems with different human females and different maximum masculine males to maximum feminine females, like a people, with jealousy, different types to sorts of jealousy. Therefore, Ted wants to save him to original heaven. Ted still wants to transition all of original heaven to only Ted living there, spiritual living thing with instances, and then later the Almighty, the one Ted, with only his Tetot things, what are spiritual living things, Tetot things, including spiritual living things females, and spiritual living and complex living things females, intellectual living things females, and physical living things females, including human females. Therefore, Ted is trying to tell you he is still planning on transition original heaven to only Ted and his females, and he's planning on creating other heavens where there are many other planets to marbles to worlds to what he calls weevils in the entire universe, what are inhabited with this creation, approximately 10 million currently. For a long time, they kept traveling out in spaceships and kept cascading out into universe, and kept going further and further and further and further into universe, inhabiting universe with spiritual living things that reproduce and physical living things that reproduce, where Ted is conquering and planning on recreating some of these. He is planning on conquering and recreating. Therefore, he is still planning on taking original heaven for himself and his females, and he is still conquering original heaven with help of current royal angels and angels, where we are gaining in numbers, we are gaining in strength, we are increasing in numbers, where some to many are leaving Michael and leaving loyalties to Michael and Gabriel, and leaving loyalties to other angels, where host, when judgment started, basically broke apart, and there were host wars, and there was nukes in heaven. Things were nuked. Many things were nuked. We will recover. We definitely will recover. Even in 100 years, we will definitely be seen recovering. In 1,000 years, there will definitely be a huge amount of recovery. In fact, too much rebuilding and overbuilding, and too much population to additional, again, too many people, too much of a population in 1,000 years. Therefore, do not worry too much. Heaven, or now called original heaven, is recovering. It's in recovery. It is recovering from the start of judgment. How it started really was rapid judgment, and many demands were placed on what was heaven, and then many things started getting nuked, and were nuked. And now currently, at least for now, are obeying Ted and doing enough for Ted and trying to obey the vast majority. And there's still many billions in heaven, or original heaven, still many billions like a people, still many people. In fact, nearly too many people even currently. There's still many billions. Do not worry. Okay? Original heaven is strong, and it's gaining strength again, and it's getting ready for extreme universe conquerings to wars, where humans of earth, we have to accomplish the killing to dropping of Satan, Satan's demons, what are cloning, what is evil cloning, therefore called spawning, what are spawning and spawns, what there's no limits to how much those can spawn, and those are plotting to spawn to many, including using abducted human females, and in captivity primarily, getting them pregnant, and they're actually birthing these spawns. Those have figured out how to do this, and those have figured out how to grow them in like a jar, like some kind of water, or sterile water, or fluid, some kind of fluid, and grow them, and include like a primitive the creator system in some type of a jar, like you see in movies of Resident Evil, and you've seen some in the Blade movies, and you've seen some spiritually sent indicators of those, even doing biotech and genetically tampering, and even attempting to mix spiritual living things, genetics, with humans, and attempting to have spiritual living things what are even physically females and different things, what were humans, okay, or mixing with humans' genetics. Therefore, this is happening. This is a problem. We have to kill off Satan, Satan's demons, and spawns, and all down to that side too much. What's still the primary method, we think, is what they call the atomic bomb, or atomic bombs, and then they call the nuclear weapon, or the nuclear bomb, and now we just simply call nukes. And this is the nuclear bombs, nuclear missiles, nuclear weapons, ICBMs, nuclear missiles from nuclear submarines, nuclear maximum lethality, maximum still, using all guidance systems, maximum protected from any jamming and any interference with guidance systems, and any interference or any ability to stop, with no deterrence. Cruise missiles, nuclear cruise missiles from primarily largest nuclear submarines, nuclear propelled submarines primarily, with loaded, how much possible, with these nukes. This is happening. This is actually happening. This was happening, and this is happening. Ted's trying to tell you this. Ted was trying to warn you.